The Spin-Off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Over 25 years ago, on September 29th, 1998, we watched a brainy girl with curly hair drop everything to follow a guy she only kind of knew all the way to college. And so began Felicity. My name is Juliette Littman, and I'm a Felicity superfan. Join me, Amanda Foreman, who you may know better as Megan, the roommate, and Greg Grunberg, who you may also know as Sean Blunberg, as the three of us revisit our favorite moments from the show and talk to the people who helped shape it. Listen to Dear Felicity on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well done, Alex. Like a total pro. Who's that? Is that you guys squeaking? Or is it me?
Probably.
Oh, okay, anyway.
All right.
Let's go.
Shit, I need to order some Nando's for today, actually.
Okay. That's a good start.
Are you here for lunch?
No. Well, I mean, I'm not here for lunch. I have a 1 o'clock meeting. I'm just ruined, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
They stop being late.
Yeah.
It's annoying. That's right. I'll just have whatever's left.
Welcome along to The Real Pod. My name is Jane Yee. I'm joined by Alex Casey and Duncan Grieve of The Spin-Off. How are you guys?
Hello.
Bit weird.
Good, thank you, Jane. Feeling a bit crazy.
Yeah, I've done 10 days on the hop. I'm ready to,
10 days on the hop of what?
Well, because I was weekend editor, and you get a loo day at the back of it, but I haven't had my loo day.
Loo day. Jump in the loo.
That's Alex just saying how I feel.
Oh, well, hopefully that will... I mean, it's going to be a chaos pod, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I think we can just lock in chaos pods for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's safe to say.
Agree. Oh, it's getting real sweaty.
Jane's sweating as well.
I'm sweating too, but for different reasons.
She's in California.
That's why I'm sweating. I've got a sweat moustache.
Sheeping on the run.
It's disgusting. This is your reality TV recap. I mean, very loosely recapping, because we've very loosely been watching this week. And Real Life in New Zealand podcast, with very special thanks to Nando's. You guys, I'm planning on going to Chicago later this month. You know it's in Chicago, don't you?
Nando's?
Nando's.
Wow.
Are you going for that reason?
Maybe. Oh, my
That's
mum and my
relevant.
sister are
that's so
visiting as
exciting.
well. They're going to go to Chicago, so I'll meet up with them, but mostly for the Nando's.
Can you do a breakout pod with your family?
Oh, God.
And doesn't that guy live there?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Which guy?
There's a Jane Yee super fan who
No,
got
there's
in
a real
touch.
isn't he a Real Pod super fan? Well, I mean, he's just a Real Pod fan, like an occasional listener.
They're all super fans to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I'm excited about the possibility of having some Nando's here in the US of A. Is the Portuguese roll voucher thing still going?
Oh, it's bloody rolling along, let me tell you that. My inbox has been flooded.
Guess
with
how many
upwards of
emails I've
6
got?
emails. How many?
Just the one that also went to you?
Oh, yeah, it was great. Love a CC.
Only CCs.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting. So it turns out, I think we kind of led people astray a bit, though, because it's like, the Portuguese roll is like the bun of the burger. They have a roll, like a Portuguese roll option, whereas we were kind of like, I'm sure it's just a tart. Like, we just didn't really detail what it really was. So people are confused.
Yeah, but it's an
touch.
intriguing mystery, and those who have got the vouchers are going to, reap the benefits of the intrigue.
Secret shoppers.
So I guess, are they still looking for? I mean, give it a whirl. If you want to email alex@thespinoff.co.nz, if you're in Hamilton, they're trialing out a new bun, a Portuguese roll, and you might get a Nando's voucher in the mail, so you can go and buy yourself a burger, and then fill out
Send me an e-card.
a quick little email survey thing so Nando's can figure out whether they're good or not. Yeah, that's it. In summary,
I think that was great.
Okay.
That was really detailed.
That was
a detail in a way.
Nando's made my cat brave. Someone said, "Who's that?" Which
That was
one?
me. That was
Okay.
me. No, it was just a beautiful, touching moment where. So I've recently moved, and my cat Link, who has an anxiety disorder, has kind of been flat under the couch the entire time for the past couple of days, until we got Nando's on Monday night, and he slunk out, and then it was like the journey. You know that like the evolution of man diagram? It was like that, from slinky man to like proud, tall cat coming over to get a hot tender. And I was like, of course Nando's can solve every problem in my life. It made Link brave, which is very hard to do. I've been trying to do that for the last 5 years.
So
That's an amazing story.
That's
I
amazing.
feel like someone should
It's for
animate
the
that.
chook.
Did you shoot it?
Nah, I didn't.
'Cause that feels like one of those videos you watch on Twitter with great commentary, you know?
True.
it's,
Can't make any noises though. I was too nervous to give him a fright.
is he all right now? Is he
Oh, he's back
full-
under the couch. He's back under the couch.
Oh, okay.
Safe there.
Make sure you take home a doggy bag or a kitty bag of Nando's today. See if you can get him out. Our hashtag is #RealPod. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/TheRealPodPod. Also, Facebook is where you'll find the Real Pod Corner. We're going to tighten up entry to the corner from here on in. I'm going to think up some corny questions to just to make sure we're just getting in fans of the pod and no one else.
We want people there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
not
a journey
just,
that we're
there are
taking
a lot
together.
of there are a lot of scoops in the corner, and if you're we just want you to like be there for the podcast. You just need to know a few facts.
And listen, if you're listening and you're a scooper, you're the kind of person who picks up a scoop every now and again, and you want it to forward it to us, and you think it might be actually newsworthy, feel free just to give us a wee DM and let us know in the DMs, because then Alex and Duncan might turn it into a story,
We might.
and you might be sort of famous, at least in the corner, you know. So that's
Corner
what we think.
famous is the best kind of fame.
It really
we all
is.
agree on that.
Okay. Coming up on the podcast, we take our last stroll down the block. We're back at Celebrity Treasure Island. We've got Wayne's World, of course, and Community Notice Board makes a comeback this week. But first of all, it's time for the real news. The reason why Alex and Duncan did not talk over this ding just then, for the first time in a long time, is because they could hear it. Does it feel good?
And what a sting it was.
I
been a while.
missed it.
Miss it no longer. We're all back together. This is just like a seamless production. No one would even know we're in 2 different countries. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got on the Words with Friends bandwagon. In my
Really?
Yeah,
Well, you
and-
haven't challenged me.
No, I don't know your username. If only there was some way I could communicate with you to find out what it is. But I am friends with Clayton from Bake Off
Oh, do you only play celebrities, Jane? Is that what's going on, Jane?
and corn dog celebrity, Laura Giddy as well. The 2 filthiest, apparently. The 2 filthiest of all the Words with Friends.
Yeah, well, that's the big news, is that Clayton, only just a week after Laura played Bloody Cum, Clayton replied, I think this is worse, we can have a debate about this, with jizz.
Okay.
Jizz, Clayton!
Last week, I think my argument with cum was that it is a legitimate non-dirty term, whereas jizz isn't. Is it? Is there any way that jizz
Is there any
isn't?
good
I think
jizz?
jizz is the least, is the more fine word to me. I feel like, because, you know, like Jizz in My Pants, Lonely Island song, I feel like it's just normal.
But it's still fundamentally the same substance. But Jane's right in that it only can possibly
It
mean
can only mean that. True.
that.
It's a
Yeah.
bit of fun. And also, what a score he must have got for that.
Well, there's
Christ.
not 2 Zs, so it just depends where.
Oh, hang on.
There's only 1 Z in the packet, so it's 2 Zs in the word, but one has to be a.
It's a choose your own adventure.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, a
okay.
0
gotcha.
pointer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come on.
And Jay's book.
All the
Jay,
real
Jay,
Scrabble heads know
Jay's
this.
like 8, right?
Jay's 8.
So it's not bad. Still not bad.
Oh, it's a great game. It's a great score, but it's not, you know. It's just funny. It's just like it's really funny. And congrats to Laura. Congrats to Clayton. I'll try and get some. I actually played a word. I played Reloaded the other day. How many points did I get for it? 69. So
Wow.
you know, it's been a dirty week.
Who's the real Rudy then?
Oh dear. Still got to organise
okay.
a Scrabble off with
Yeah,
Mum.
that's huge. Just before the election, or just I don't know. Is that
Or just
electioneering?
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
I want to freak you guys out, but we've got poor connection and I can barely hear you. It's all a garbled mess.
Oh no.
That's all right. I think we just power on and see if it comes back. Right. So what happened this week is, Duncan, you went to the block. Did you went to the Meet the Contestants thingo?
I did. It was at Eden Park, and I was given the VIP treatment, which is only appropriate given that I host a podcast which some people listen to. And I took my daughter Robin, who's just become a crazy blockhead this year, and just an obsessive fan of the boys. It was. I feel like I've been in the past and it's just looked way bigger. Or sorry, I've watched it in the past and it's looked way bigger. But I wonder if that's just like fancy camera. But it was really fun. We met Lisa and Ribs and Ethan and Sam. Lisa is starting her own podcast.
Oh my god.
About what?
No need.
Being out the gate.
Being out the goddamn gate. And so that will join Sleeve Eyes. You know, like it's really starting
so
to become a
good.
thing. Art and Matilda.
Matilda. True.
So,
I really feel like
that's-
we've started something.
Have we
Podcasting.
started?
We definitely invented podcasts, didn't we?
It's my understanding.
That's true. What about Ribs? What was Ribs like?
Ribs was just a good, nice guy. You know, here's some shocking news. Both the millennials seem really tall to me.
Tall.
Ah. She looks
I
tall
get
to me.
that. She does look tall.
She was wearing like a wedding dress type dress.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that
so,
on Instagram.
so there could have been something underneath there that was very lengthening, heightening.
Like stilts,
Yeah, she might have
roller
been on
skates.
stilts. I didn't meet Sophia Makairu because I was proper like, I've just been so mean about you on the podcast, even though I think you're the best flat.
They
Well,
won't find our podcast for like 2 years. That's
that-
how
that-
that's
that is how it works.
normal.
It is how it
Met
works.
Shelley.
Shelley.
Had a nice chat to Shelley about the judges. She agreed with me that they weren't well cast. I don't think she knew that I was a journalist about to report that on a podcast. So
Yeah.
that's a
Don't
secret.
tell anybody.
And what else? It was cool.
Yeah? Was Bonham or Mark or
No.
No?
Mark was there. Mark did the sort of the intro spiel, and then hung out with his. He looks like he has 3 girls as well, but no judges, which I reckon was strategically smart because they would have really got not good feedback from the public. I don't reckon. I don't think they're that kind of. Yeah, they're very sort of haughty and dismissive of normal people, and I just don't think they'd have been like to be being around so many at once.
was James Reid there? Just in the corner.
Probably, I don't think I'd
That would have been
recognise
so
James
good.
Reid.
Imagine if he was just sitting there with his guitar busking.
Yeah,
Not even inside, but outside.
Ribs would have been happy as.
he would have been so stoked. It was a fun time. It was a real fun time.
And Lisa, I want to know more about what she's like in person.
I was expecting a bigger personality, but then I feel like those events are actually quite hard work. Like we were probably in the first, 15 or so people to go through. They're all in these little pens where you meet them, and I think it's just a lot to deal with. Even if you're like a full-time celebrity, it'll be a lot to deal with. If you're basically meeting your people for one of the first times, it'll be quite full on. So I think that they were sort of conscious of giving a specific amount of energy to each person and then shuffling them along.
Who
That's a bit
shuffles
boring.
you away? Is there a shuffler?
There are multiple shufflers. Yeah.
So what a weird thing.
It is. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And all the sponsors were there. Like, it's a big undertaking. if I were running a media company, I would look at that and go, nope, I'm not doing that. That looks really annoying to do. So.
Did they hold it in that room where they had the murals?
No, it's in the the south, like the ASB stand sort of concourse area. So it's like where the fancy people have their cables. Have their cables? Tables. I mean, probably their cables too.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be talking more about the block. Not much more, though, because there's not much to report on or recap on later on in the pod. But MAFS, it kicks off this Sunday night, directly after the Block Auction Live finals. And what a hot bloody mess this is. So we said last week
crazy.
they should pull Old Mate, and I really didn't think they would because I just couldn't see how they could, but they're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is the guy.
much more came out since that podcast, like the detail of strangling her and also multiple women coming forward. And God, it's fucking horrific. I feel
And
like
then
I feel like the season's cursed already. It's like,
Yeah.
how am I
But
gonna watch it?
Maybe it will be, I don't know, maybe without him in it, I don't know. Yeah, no, you're right, it's cursed. I'm trying to,
It's going to be weird to watch it knowing all that. Even with his absence, I think you'll sort of feel it. And even down to did you see that report, I think yesterday, that he had already left the show because of sort of aggressive volatile aggressive behaviour. And they were no doubt leaning on that kind of thing is both bad and exciting if you're a producer because you've got, this person who is behaving badly. I mean, that was the volatile and aggressive describes a lot of the behaviour on Married at First Sight this year in Australia. So that, that's a plot point that's just sort of removed from it now. So it'll be very strange to watch it to see whether the show can to see how they edit around it, to see how the show survives it. But it's just so I read that story. As I said, I was weekend editor on the weekend, and I spoke to someone at MediaWorks for the story I wrote about it, and I think that they were completely blindsided by all this stuff, and it's the as you watch it sort of escalate. This guy seems like kind of. If the allegations are true, then he's kind of a monster, and it's quite freaky to think that you had someone that in such a vulnerable situation as because they get left overnight with these people, potentially sharing it. It's really, really freaky.
Also because he seems to be almost proud of it. Like in his Instagram bio, it's X'd.
Yeah.
That's season 3. Just holding up a beat. It's just what? How are you still around? Obviously, get out of here.
Get out. But the thing is that, I mean, obviously I've not met the guy, so I certainly can't diagnose him, especially because I'm not a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever. But there are certain kind of maybe narcissistic tendencies that would go along with a personality like that, who would potentially just enjoy the attention regardless. And also just not be self-aware enough to know kind of what that means in real terms. I think these shows do attract those personalities as well. I mean, that's why you get these kinds of people on these shows is because they want their screen time, they want the notoriety, however it comes, and then you get those poor souls who are just after love, and then they get matched up with a bloody narcissist.
Yeah, and now not only was she put at risk, she's also lost her chance on the telly.
No, that's the thing. It's such a thing to go through, right? You commit to it, and you mentally prepare for it, and there are all the things you sacrifice. Oftentimes, you have to quit your job. It's a real thing, and then to have that just kind of wrenched from you because they, ultimately, as much as they say that they were blind. So I totally believe them. I do think, and this guy, the fact that he was a Heineken brand ambassador and went around doing scooter races and opening pubs and so on, also tells you a lot about how they would have felt like that was a form of vetting. The fact that he was performing this role for this internationally famous brand for a long period of time, who, by the way, I think have gotten off quite lightly in the coverage because he's been doing that job for years, which is equally putting him in quite situations where there would be vulnerable people around him. And, you know, it's just an episode. But I think you're absolutely right, Jane, that combination of like toxic narcissists who are desperately seeking fame, or at the very least believe that they deserve something out of this world that they haven't yet got, on the one hand, and then desperately vulnerable people who want love on the other, and so frequently cross-matching them for good television. Part of me thinks that maybe Married at First Sight isn't the unambiguously great thing that we've had in the past.
Yeah.
I have to say, selfishly, okay, I'm happy that he's gone. I'm happy that he's being completely edited out and around, but I'm selfishly concerned for what other good parts of other people's storylines we'll miss simply because he was on camera or, you know.
Well, no, so
like,
that's... he's gone, but he's not entirely gone. According to my source at MediaWorks, that where he is on camera or even part of a conversation but not the core of it, or his relationship isn't part of the conversation, that he's going to remain in the edit. That was certainly the case on Saturday afternoon. It might be that the strength of the vitriol means that they have to edit around that, but, you know, those dinner parties, I don't see how you can screen the dinner party without him there. Like, it's not like a regular reality show where, you know, some of them you could just cut it, but it's just not that kind of a format.
I would
I
really
guess...
love to talk to one of the editors
Same.
now.
I hope you're getting some extra pay.
Some taurine in your veins.
Yeah, and if you want to talk to us completely off the record on background, you can always talk to us completely anonymously at The Real Pod, just to give us information, and we will blind your identity. But we've always been concerned about the machinery of these things, and this is an episode.
Okay. I guess we will know more about how that's all going to play out this week when it starts. The block auctions are playing
Biggest
out
night of
beforehand.
television.
It's the biggest night of television. I can't watch the block auctions from here. I don't know. I'm going to have to go on Twitter or something. VPNs don't work on TV3 site.
Well, no,
maybe we could Skype.
We could Skype.
Why don't you Skype into the living room?
Okay. We'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
We can talk about that after. Anyway, let's talk about
watch party.
Fecal clothing.
I think it's fecal.
Fecal. Alex.
What? Tina's got something to say.
Incoming.
Her
Crank
name's
yourself
Tina
up.
Tiller, and she's got something to say.
I'm here.
Are you?
And
Are you here?
you can't hear me.
I can't hear
Okay.
you.
Hi, Cornies. It's me, Tina T, and I'm back in town. We have a dress and a little headband to give away from Fecal.
We're giving away fecal shit.
Yeah.
It's actually, can I be honest and say, those little shorts, stylish. So stylish.
They're cute. I mean,
I would wear those.
yeah.
And
I don't
Jet
know.
would say, too young, Dad.
You know,
Anyway,
though,
we have a giveaway.
We're doing this.
Yeah, well, if you want.
Yeah.
you could
yeah.
just send them
we'll
over
give
to
away.
me, and I could take Fecal Clothing Global.
You're welcome to enter. You're welcome to enter,
I could make it
Jane.
Fecalifornia. Can you talk for those who've missed it? Can you talk us through what this is? Well, why we're talking about this?
Yeah, so it started popping up on Instagram. I don't know the first time I saw it. They were doing heavily sponsored ads for this New Zealand kids clothing brand called Fecal, and it was this sort of multicolored, just quite funky looking kind of t-shirts and shorts. And I was getting sponsored. I saw some people posting it in the Real Pod Corner and just kind of talking about it on Twitter and stuff, being like, "What is this? Do they know how Fecal sounds?" And
Not only that, but the images look a little bit like something from under a microscope. Bloody blah.
Can I be totally honest? I was like, that looks like New Season Gorman to me. Like, I'm not that bothered by the print. But, yeah, there was a bunch of people talking about it, and immediately I was like, everyone was smelling a rat. I was like, this is fucking Jono and Ben again. Like, I've been burned a couple of times now by pranks. I'm staying well away, but someone should look into it. And at the spin-off, Matt McCauley, our partnerships, what's his official title? Chap.
Manager?
Commercial chap. Did some Mr. Robot shit with the source code of the Fecal website and found out that it was Dettol, FCB, and it was all a bloody marketing ruse. And to be honest, pretty cool, eh? Like, they also enlisted influencers like your mate, Rebecca that we met in Christchurch.
Yeah.
And
she's cut fair weather
Leaston
corny.
Doubles.
Yeah, so the thing is, though, is that...
we were in on the joke.
They were in on it. There's been some speculation that they were hoodwinked as well, but they were very clearly in on it because they were using hashtag sponsored and so on, which means that, you know, they were part of the campaign brief, put it that way. But Pebbles Hooper got on Instagram and she posted a lot about it. She believes that she broke the story. And when you guys at the spin-off printed, you all published... Don't really print things these days, do you? Apart from your book. We'll talk about that soon. When you published your story on it, you had a whole load of, what would you call them? Hooperites? Get online and be like, give credit to Pebbles for breaking the story.
That really annoyed me. Like, I mean, good on Pebbles for getting out there and sleuthing and what have you. But this idea that, like, you know, because she, you know, discovered the source independently of us.
But I don't even think she did. I think Corny was saying they found it and sent it to her.
Yeah.
Right. Well, firstly,
also in the corner.
Where
If you
are your
actually look at the
loyalties?
timeline of how it was played out in the corner. No, but it was posted in the corner. The source code was posted in the corner. I guess that we, you know, had the opportunity to grab it from there, but someone.
Well, no, we didn't. Like, I mean,
well.
so that's the thing is that, like, you know, and the comments to that post are a mess of people claiming that you know, we should be giving credit to Pebbles, which because she published hers first, even though we had it independently, as if it's some kind of a weird race, and your own working is invalidated by the fact of someone else having published theirs subsequently.
And as if the whole thing happened entirely in secret and wasn't a massive marketing campaign with influencers that have thousands of followers, that only one person would join the dots.
I also read somewhere that, or someone commented that Lisa Sterling, who is another like mum blogger, who I'm assuming wasn't in on the campaign because she picked up on it. I guess she saw the hallmarks, having worked with brand partners before, and she picked up on it and she talked about it. I think about 4 hours before Pebbles talked about it. So, you know, credit her as well if you can. There's probably a whole list of people knocking at your door.
Yeah, so you just have to. Here's a paragraph of people who sort of got some element of it, who done a tweet about it. It's just like, come on. But you know, that's freaking real life in 2019.
Someone suggested, they were like, how amazing would it be if Pebbles was in on it too? You know, like they had paid everyone to do exactly what they were supposed to do in that situation, which is the influencers shield the staff. Pebbles comes in, rips them to shreds, like as a classic thing. Wow. How high, you know, like go straight to the top.
But also,
hats off to bloody Dettol. And also, I'm freaked out that all my clothes are covered in shit, by the way.
They most certainly are.
Right?
But that's okay.
Yeah, I've been meaning to say something to you about that. Sort of an HR.
That's freaky. But yeah,
but
shit,
also
that's going to win a lot of awards.
Pebbles was also shitting on influencers, saying, you know, this is just a social experiment to show that they will literally dress their kids in shit if they get given something for free. And it's like, well, actually, it's pretty clear that they were in on it. Like, they were part of it. It wasn't just that they were sent something. And so she hasn't kind of mentioned about how she you know, her theory was wrong there. Anyway, never mind.
Hey, one last thing.
Yeah.
Tina, do you want to do the giveaway mechanism?
Sure.
So so we're going to do this, but please only enter if you have or have access to
that
a child.
sounds worse.
I know, that sounds real bad, eh? Like either if it's yours or like a close friend or relative has a 2 to 3 year old child, because we don't want to
maybe older. I'm not really sure on the
sizes.
That's
the vibe. I think that's the vibe. So Tina's going to tell you some things.
So we have a cute little headband for like a little, actually girl, boy, whatever you want. And then we have a cute dress. It's quite tall for a tall child. Maybe 2 to 5. I don't know. But enter, just email me, tina@thespinoff.co.nz.
And we'll just pick one at random.
Yeah.
No
Just
correspondence will be
Carol
entered
should be
into.
paying us for this.
Also,
drop me
I mean,
a-
should we not
just
be
a
holding
hot
on to it for the
message.
museum? Maybe?
It's borderline. It's not reality TV yet.
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 Okay, I'll let it slide. You can give it away to
Also,
Corny.
if you want to give Tina any compliments about how cool she is on the podcast, feel free to do so. That won't impact who we pick, or will it? Just saying.
Or suggestions. If anyone has suggestions, I'd like that too.
Suggestions.
Just for things. I don't know what I
Just
could
for
do. Better.
things.
Okay, bye.
Any suggestions
Just
you've
tips.
got? You may have.
It's to do with roading.
Yeah.
How to fix Kiwi Bill? We'll find out at 1 o'clock today. And this was gone by lunchtime.
So we have, speaking of compliments, I'd like to invite you to get into iTunes and rate and review us and give us lots of compliments and 5 stars and so on. But also, I feel very flattered by the fact we have 2 new celebrity listeners. We referenced one of them
What?
already when we said that block people find us 2 years later and then start listening to our podcast. So Amy from the block Hobsonville Point, she's found us and she loves us, even
She's
though
loving it.
I feel like we've said some terrible things.
They love it. They love it because we take the piss out of them.
But
Yeah.
I
That's what they like.
Yeah, and I think that to
They
give them
get it.
credit, they're quite robust personalities.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
They're not really snowflakes, Amy
No.
and Stu.
Nah.
And
Not
it
like
says-
some other.
but who's the
some
other one?
people
That's
we
the only
could
one
talk
that I'm
about.
aware of. Who's the other one?
Oh, okay. The other one. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Matthew McLean.
Matthew McLean, hey?
He DM'd me last night to say, caught up on the podcast, loving it. And then I was like, you want to come on? And he was like, yeah. And now I've got an email from a TVNZ publicist in my inbox. So we're going to
Amazing.
get him on. It's so exciting.
Oh my
Listen.
God, he was incredible on
He was
last night's
amazing.
episode.
He's gone full, just like he's lost it.
I reckon there is more. I reckon there are more. I mean, we know that that Brett and Angel listened for a time, whether or not they still do. We know that Samuel Levi. Ben
Hayden.
Blackwell was listening. Whether or not Levi was or not, don't know. We've
Colin?
got a few.
I don't think
Colin.
Colin listens anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
think he's out on that, so-
definitely some people listen when they're in season. Reality stars, you know, like we've had block people listening when the block's been on before, and then they've probably tapped out, which is weird. I don't know why, but I reckon if you're listening and you might be too embarrassed because you might be like, I don't want to say that I'm a reality TV celebrity. But if you've been on the telly in any reality show and you're listening, we want to hear from you so that I don't know. I just want to
self-esteem
know.
reasons.
Yeah, totally selfish reasons. So we can go back and delete some stuff. Dan and Richie went to Disneyland. There's only one Dan and Richie combo. Shit, they really tower over Mickey, don't they?
It's so great. It's so great. The little hats with the ears. Oh, isn't
And
it?
the-
It's publicity, eh?
I mean,
is this
It's
fucking
'cause he's got
fecal
a-
again?
Because he's got his movie out this week.
He's got his
I
movie
missed the
out.
premiere last week.
Have you got any? Did you get any coin on that or anything?
No, but they called me for like a really long pre-interview, and and yeah, maybe I was not very smart. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
I guess he was. Does he own the rights to his life?
To his own life, yeah. No,
It definitely makes you think.
it does make you think.
But they would have used it.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I don't really mind. I'm sort of like, you have fun with your life,
Yeah, true.
young man.
Go to
I think,
Disneyland.
but that's really cool publicity move. Is when you're the week that your movie is out to go to Disneyland with you know, like
Richie.
that's genius.
So good.
I'm so
So good.
deep. I'm so deep in Dan's Twitter right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
What
just
do you
deep.
got?
Oh, nothing of great interest. He's not going to accidentally drop scoops, is he?
Do you think they're going to go on like the teacups? Like what
No.
rides are Dan and Richie going on?
Thrill seekers,
Okay,
I reckon.
so for a start, there at Disneyland Tokyo, which I've never been to, is it exactly the same as LA? I'm pretty well versed in LA Disneyland.
Tokyo's good. Yeah, it's pretty similar. It's pretty classic. Like if they're just at classic Disney, not Disney Sea, because Disney Sea is a
Whoa,
bloody
fuck,
trip.
listen
What's
to you.
Disney Sea?
It's a bloody trip. It's like like it looks like Venice. Like they've built fake Venice basically, and it's all kind of a bit more new new wave.
Did you go to sleep in Disneyland and wake up in Las Vegas where they've got like all the fake cities?
I mean, maybe. But yeah, classic.
Buzzy,
There'll be all the
buzzy.
classic things there. I hope they went on Space Mountain.
I am such a wuss. I'm like, take me to California land and put me in the bloody Luigi's dancing cars thing. That's all I want to do. I can't go on roller coasters. Can't do it.
What?
No, too scared.
All right.
Disney.
All right, let's keep moving.
Okay, Duncan, sorry we sent you to sleep. Sorry. It's I'm about to do a reality check, but do you want to do a members plug?
Yeah, we actually got some new members last week after my quite oddly emotional plug, and it really meant a lot. And I don't know, the Spin-Off Members is a program to basically allow us to do things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. Thanks to Nando's, we can talk about reality television, but there are things like climate change reporting, like a gallery journalist, like local government reporting, which is what we're doing at the moment with the elections on, that you cannot find a commercial or government or any kind of funding for love nor money, and that's what Members is for. So if you believe in the spin-off Scope Opera and you want to help us do things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to, then please join up. And if you spend over $80 a year, which you can do is like $8 a month or what have you, then you get not only do you get our book, but you get a tote and a sticker, which will never be reprinted. So once these puppies are gone, they're gone.
Sold. And I'm guessing there's a big fat link on the homepage of the spin-off for that.
There is, but otherwise just go to the spinoff.co.nz/members and go see the really cute artwork by Toby Morris.
Thanks, Duncan.
I have 4 weeks to decide if I'm going to drop my entire life in
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
It's fine. Don't even
Reality check.
Right, so the block. Gosh, I'm asleep. How about you guys?
I don't watch it. What happened?
Okay, so we'll start with the rumor because so last week, let's not forget, was your well landing cat flap week, and it was abysmal. And
It
then
was so bad.
the payoff in the room reveal was the worst. A, incredibly boring because you're talking about a fucking stairwell and a door and a little landing. But B, they did a really bad, all of them
Crazy
did
bad
a
job.
really bad job of it. And the whole week they were going on about how they had to work together, this, that, and the other. They all looked completely different. There was no consistency. I mean, at the risk of sounding like Jason and Lizzie, just looked like it's just a mess.
It
It's
was
a hot mess.
revolting.
It wasn't even a hot mess. It was a cold mess.
It was cold sick.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, and it's just a freaking stairwell. Like, if one of them had done it, that would have been I reckon, quite an easy job. You know, maybe you need a bit of hand with the painting because there's a lot of square footage. But the art was so, like shockingly bad. It's almost like a troll, the whole thing. There were like these like real heinous glass panels. There were these like really quite yuck, and which were, I'm not even sure they were the right way up, paintings. Even the lads who had a good idea, I thought that they were, when they were describing it, I was like, these guys are in with a shock because they had like these heritage photos from the area, but they were just tiny, like this computer screen big and these these massive spaces, and you're just like, this is.
Oh, dear.
It's a very boring space that shouldn't be a space. Like, it should just be something that happens in the background.
Like, you have to try hard to cock up a space like that, right? And they tried really hard and they were successful at completely cocking it up in 4 different ways.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I mean, Sophia and
abysmal.
Makari won because theirs was just the best of a bad bunch, basically. Now, Alex, you've seen...
Yeah, we saw it. But here's the thing, okay? So each week the scores are out of a possible 80, right?
Yeah.
Absent some like plus ones and so on. They got 28. The cum total was 28 out of 80. And Sophia and Makairi had like 16 of that. Like, it was... Or no.
Not
12
even.
and a half, 11 and a half of that. So there were 2 teams that got a total of 8 between them. Like it was shockingly bad and really bad TV as a result.
Yeah, but if you're confused because Alex, you've been into the Firehouse and you're like, actually, I don't remember it looking that bad. It's because basically the first thing they did this week was fix it all up.
Undo.
Yeah.
Like Control D. So, and also they're like redoing other stuff this week. They're fixing up bits and pieces, and it's some sort of convoluted 5 things you can pass, and then or whatever. Go and get $200.
It's a tough week.
I tapped out this week. I tapped out.
I watched little bits of it because I wanted to see my friend Tim Hawes, who is selling one of the blockhouses. And he was good, and he's got the penthouse, so he's got the good one.
Oh my god!
But he was gushing over it. It was fine. But the thing that really struck me was, and maybe this happened last time, but they were really like, if you watch a lot of real estate videos like I do, then all of the tropes of the real estate video, like the fast kind of zoom around the house kind of thing, they were there. I don't remember it being so aggressively, we're actually trying to sell these houses during the show in the past.
They usually are. I just think that maybe they haven't necessarily. No, they've done, because remember they've done like marketing videos and stuff like that before, but they've usually been pretty hammy.
Whereas this just felt very serious. Because right now, when you watch the AM show, Mike Pero is literally advertising individual houses, which I think tells you something about the state of the TV advertising market, that you do real estate ads for individual houses, mostly rentals, on the actual TV. It feels like a story.
During the AM show?
During the AM, no, like in the ad
On
breaks.
ads.
But it's like Mike Pero, the only real estate agent putting your ads on your house on TV. And it just feels like the beginning of the end of the world. But
I think they're worried. I think they're definitely worried.
Yes,
and you can understand why. You can understand why they're worried. It's not been like amazing for the last little while. But also, yeah, I think it's.
But I want to know, the people who buy these houses, are they the people who even watch the show? Like, where do the buyers come from?
I don't know.
Story.
True.
Story. Exactly. Okay, write that down.
Copyright spin-off.
I love the boys now, by the way. I know that I had kind of like, I found them to be a bit snoozy early on. But I just love their personalities now. So they're definitely going to win people's choice, right? 100%.
I think Lisa and Ribs have got a shot as well, just because they're much more squarely in the demo. But I think the boys are just adorable.
Lisa and Ribs are coming last in the standings.
For People's Choice?
Yeah.
Is there like a live
it's like
table?
Yeah. There's I think Sam and Ethan are winning, and then Sophia Makari, then the Millennials, and then Lisa and Ribs.
I'm surprised. I just thought the Millennials would lose because everyone hates Millennials, and no Millennials watch TV.
By the way, some local businesses were invited in to judge like ultimately the best room on the block this year, but you didn't get the call up, you guys?
No, I watched that. And I was a bit disappointed because I'm both a local resident and a local business.
Who was there?
I don't know.
Some people.
People from around.
But they justifiably gave the top award to Sophia and Makairi for that extraordinary lounge. I just want to go back there. I miss it. It's
Same.
so great.
It's so airy.
I think another tell.
It's so luxury.
Yeah.
Another you say thick.
Good
like
place to
with 2
think.
Cs. Oh.
Just lots of sky in there.
I mean, you guys could buy it, right? New spin-off
offices. You feel
offices.
so safe because you're like no one's going past you. Like if anyone's up there, you know what I mean? Like it's a real fortress.
Drones,
oh yeah, always.
Another tell, I think, for the fact that they're really concerned about whether or not they're going to sell is the fact that they've kind of been really bolshy about making them go back there, because the whole thing of the block is you decorate it how you decorate it, and if you don't finish, well, that's tough. That's how it's going to go to market. And instead they're like, okay, come back in and fix up all the shit, please. Fix up your ugly stairwell as soon as possible. Paint the ugly wall. We can't have it going to market like this.
We almost should send someone along, because I think it does have the makings of that great piece that you've written, which is in our book, out November 8th, about the night the block shat itself. Because I think that we could get 3 passed in. We could totally get 3 passed in this year.
That was one of the unexpectedly greatest nights, most uncomfortable nights of my life. It was great because I wrote a story on my phone.
I was rereading the book the other day, and you're like, You're like, I just couldn't look at their sad eyes with my sad eyes.
Oh, that's truly what it was like. Like everyone was. It was. This is the year that that it just shat itself. That the Andy, Pete and Andy? No, not Pete and Andy. Andy and Nate and Andy. They won.
Ling and Zing.
It was Northcote.
Ling and Zing?
It was Ling and
that
Zing's
was
year,
where
and
they
I think
came
not
back
Ling
to
and Zing. Like if
resell
they
it.
hadn't borrowed money from the Bank of Mark, would have gone over. They would have got some. They didn't. It was a hot mess. And Stacey and Yanita thought that they'd won, but then Nate and Andy's house passed in, but then they brought it back. It was terrible. No one won any money. It was just a shocker. Anyway, Celebrity Treasure Island, a much happier place where
Let's get into it.
houses are cheap and mosquitoes are plenty. Okay, so
Well, I say, getting eaten alive.
yeah,
Mosquito bites on his eyelids.
Ugh, that would
Crazy,
be just a horrible idea. But to his credit, the fool didn't mind. Like, he took it well.
the food
He
don't
doesn't mind
mind.
suffering mosquitoes, but he does not suffer idiots.
Tell you what though, eyelids, knuckles, and ankles, terrible
Ugh.
places for mosquito
Yeah.
bites. So Lily failed the bag of cats challenge. Is that it's like sort of offensive to. I would think a lot of cats are triggered by the idea of cats being in Hessian sacks.
It also does sort of make fun of animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just
In a way.
feel uncomfortable. Anyway,
Stacking them up. They don't want to be stacked on top of each
They
other.
don't.
They're upside down and all sorts.
only to fall over. So Lily failed. That was a really tense challenge, just because I love Lily so much, and I really didn't want her to lose.
But and the Whizz.
I kind of love the Whizz more than Lily. Is that bad? The Whizz is so funny.
They're both top 3 characters.
Yeah.
Them two and Moses.
Yeah.
Well, Sam. God, it's tough.
I mean, I love that the Wiz is team captain now.
And he pantsed it as well. Like
He's pantsed it so
elaborate
bad.
game of chess. And he's just like fucked it up. It's relatable. I love it. He chokes so often.
The bit where they're like, "Who's the biggest threat?" And he has to, and their whole, so all of Team Marco's whole entire thing that they're doing, where they're like throwing challenges and that and yada yada, it was so that they could get Eric out because they believe him to be the biggest threat. And at the very first hurdle, as team captain, the Wiz gets up and the question is, who does everyone think is the biggest threat? And he's like, Moses. Did he put Moses?
That's just so. He's such a
He's the
sweetie.
Wiz. Can we talk about how Eric Murray started wearing a vest out of nowhere, like a green Peter Pan vest? Week 3 came out of nowhere.
Really?
I need answers. Did you not notice? I was like screaming as soon as I saw the
Alex
screenshots
is like
of
moving
it.
as animatedly as I've ever seen her. Type in her laptop.
It's the
She's full
baddest shit
Mr.
I've
Robot.
ever seen. I reckon they get like a wardrobe refresh or something. What episode was it? Maybe
All I've noticed really is Shannon Ryan's amazing yellow one piece. Like, how does someone look so good in a yellow one piece?
her teeth are so white.
Shannon is like not human.
She's become like
This has been great for
She's
Shannon.
completely
She's-
relevant
yeah.
again.
She's
Total
100%
reboot.
relevant again. Really, really good at everything. Great, like, she's very good at television. She's very fast on her feet. She's clearly crazy smart.
Yeah, she comes across as very likable, doesn't take herself too seriously. She looks great. She's got a good sense of humour. She's the whole package. I'm going to marry her.
Yeah. Like I'm like, I would like being friends with you if that's wow.
I just found a picture of the vest.
I didn't
Okay, can you
realize
show
it
me
was
over the internet? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Wow? Did that belong to someone else first, or did he just find it at the bottom of his bag?
Well, I don't know. It's in
Did
pristine
he
condition.
find an old POW corpse and just strip it for parts?
Maybe. Respect Eric Murray. Still rocking that
I think
kingdom.
I think instead of saying like, "Oh, we'll put up a picture in the corner," I might just say, "One of you cornies, can you source a picture of him in the green vest and chuck it up in the corner for everyone else?"
Oh, no, Alex can do a funny.
it
Why don't
might
you just do
help
you.
like
Do it
a
now.
funny, do a funny speech bubble on it and then put it up there?
Okay.
Yeah.
Not right now. Not
I'm
right
joking,
now.
like
Not
the
right
Wiz. I
now.
don't know what to write. Shutting my computer.
We've got 17% to go.
Okay.
Battery.
There was a challenge where the prize was ice cold fizz, and they fucking absolutely trolled us by not calling it ice cold fizz.
True.
Yeah, that was a real production mistake. Though we were watching episodes, I certainly was, which were delivered via a link and had like not the right voiceovers. So maybe they fixed that in post.
Really?
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
that
Oh, I
one.
don't- I
Yeah,
watched it on
that was
TVNZ.
that was the last one. But no, the first one of the week was the one with the ice cold fizz that they just called like
I just watched them
fizzy
all in a
drink or
row.
some shit.
I think the way that Brie, she was like, and a chiller full of the nicest drinks you can imagine. It was just like real lackluster.
Well, yeah, when they first opened it up, I was just like, that's not even a prize. That's
But hang on,
that's,
it's
all about
that's
the
fake
liquids,
Carl.
eh?
I'd be so mad.
Is that the one that came with sausage rolls? No.
No, it was 9 litres of ice cream, which is like a funny,
That
massive.
seems like that's going to be bad for
You
your
just want them to
system.
be
That's a
shitty.
lot for a group of like 5 people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be
Like
away
1.5
from the
tubs
old
of ice cream
ablutions
each?
block.
Jesus. Okay, so the Whizz, there was a challenge where they have to swim, and he's like, I don't swim. It's like, I mean, there's already been swimming challenges. I'm not quite sure how we got to this point. He won't go above the waist in the water, and I have to say that's something that my mum won't allow me to do as well. Even as a fully grown adult, when she came visit us at the
Mum.
beach over summer, she stood up and watched me as I went swimming to make sure I didn't go out too far.
Mum.
Oh, Mum.
You can imagine the state of her when I took her down to Santa Monica and I went for a swim the last few weeks. She was just absolutely in ribbons about it. So I'm with Gary on that one. I've got a very healthy respect for the ocean. Thanks, Mum, for making me the snowflake that I am. That's
He
all.
did
That's all I have
amazingly
to say on
well
that.
considering. He was swimming like
very well.
crazy.
Really well,
Did
really
some
well.
backstroke. Was that the same challenge where Eric Murray weirdly took the boat like to a new
Oh my
land
God.
instead of to the
Oh, that
boy?
was really funny. Like, isn't
That
his
was
job
really
to row
funny.
I think
boats?
so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, famously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he sort of went on this
Off we go.
crazy angle.
They
That
set it
should have
up
been- they should have
beautifully
made a
in the-
big old- big-
They did. They made it pretty, like, they set it up beautifully in the edit because Sam was like, great, this is our challenge. We've only got bloody Olympian Eric Murray and this is a rowing challenge. You know, this is ours to lose, which they did.
And they lost
Did they lose it though?
quite badly.
In the end?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. No, because
no,
Jodie
they came
Rimmer
through.
saved them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Jodie
puzzle.
won.
No,
Puzzle based.
the puzzle
No,
was a
hang on.
different one.
No, that was the
a
swimming
different
one.
challenge.
Yeah,
That
no, it
was
was,
the swimming
oh,
challenge.
whatever. Anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Kahu win
anyway.
every time.
Yeah,
So,
which
yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, they
but
were
just-
looking
just
so
how-
bad. At the time when Lily was sick, they were looking like an absolute mess of a team, and now they've come back so strong. They've poached Moses. Will he be loyal to Marco, though? I feel like he's...
I think he will.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. He's so lovely. When Brie was
sweet.
just basically blatantly hitting on him from the host position, I was like, good move.
Respect. He loves
fair.
Gladiator. He really loves the
With
movie
Brad Pitt?
Gladiator. Sam Wallace, eh?
That was
That's
such a
so
great
funny.
scene.
When he did that
I don't
full
trust
like
Sam.
Marcus Aurelius speech was so good.
I am absolutely mortified that Sam hasn't seen The Lion King. Either version, I'm assuming. And he called him Mustafa. Mufasa, he called him Mustafa.
Oh my god.
It's fake. I don't believe it.
No, I believe it.
I believe it. I totally
It's
believe
crazy.
it.
He's
And also
filthy.
someone...
He's in the media. Idiot.
But him saying that
immunity-
Gladiator's a bad movie as well, like, that's embarrassing. That's, he's really cementing his full status.
I think it was Shannon who referred to something in Barb's back pocket being perhaps an immunity idol, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
haven't seen...
helpful for Matty McLean because he's playing Survivor.
And
Nobody
playing
else is.
with full intensity.
And he's in bloody ribbons.
Oh, bless him. I feel so sorry for him. It was his
I can't
dream.
tell whether I want Gary to save him so that we get more of him, or cut him loose so that we can see him know that he could have been saved.
Yeah. Well, I think he is safe because correct me if I'm wrong, have we seen him have a breakdown and say, I just don't want to embarrass myself or let Barbara Kendall down? That sobbing clip?
I thought that was...
Has that happened?
I thought that happened relatively early in the piece.
Oh, because I thought he'd only started sobbing this week.
No,
I thought he was out. Didn't he go home this week?
No, we don't know
We don't know.
because we don't know whether the Whizz uses the Mercy card on him.
Oh.
And I reckon the Whizz might, because I think the Whizz doesn't understand how TV works, because they let him have a full goodbye. Or maybe that's
That's the
stagecraft. Is that
tension, stagecraft.
But then the Whizz goes, Maddie. Like real quiet. It's like, hey, Maddie, come here or something.
Okay, gotcha. There was a
But
very
who
cute Coxie tribute. Eric built a shelter.
I'm coming round to Eric. I thought he was just like an idiot, and he as opposed to a fool. But he's also, and he is like a lank-headed kind of. He believes in traditional gender roles, and he can only see strength as something that a man does with his arms.
Yeah.
But he's quite sweet as well,
I think
especially
so.
when he's talking about his young lad.
Yeah.
And also,
Alex is
especially
just
when he's talking about Coxie.
Coxie, yeah.
I've just pulled up another image from the coconut headphone challenge of when Bree did slippery sausage. And the Whizz is just real confidently like, slippery dog shit. It's so funny.
To be fair, which is more slippery?
These
Well, cooked or
challenge.
uncooked, you know.
Fucking hell.
What? It's a
You can't
question.
cook
It is
dogs,
fair.
sir, shit. That's disgusting.
In the sun, you can. I've seen it.
Oh, have you ever found like a dried up dog poo and someone stood in it, but inside it's like fresh as the day it was laid?
No, what? Put that in the corner.
You know what else is a story? Registered trademark, the spin-off 2019. Dog shit used to go white, and
Yeah.
now it doesn't.
What?
Why is that?
It's because they've changed something in the food, I think.
What?
Someone was talking about it.
Or is it because people pick it up?
Yeah. Maybe that's true. But once I picked up a dog poo because I thought it was a bone. And I thought I found a
Fuck,
rare
we need a
treat.
Casey's
was in
corner.
a-
eh?
It was in a lake, and I thought I had found an artifact.
Oh, honestly, how are you still alive? Okay. You know the
I've
challenge.
got some great screenshots here. Another one, Jane, I'll just show you quickly.
I've got-
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really backwards.
She's,
It's Barbara saying, my bra is too tight.
Sparbs is absolutely terrifying me. She's becoming unhinged. She's basically going Lord of the Flies.
They're all going that way. I've completely changed my tune on whether they're staying off in some fancy bure somewhere else. They're definitely out there under the stars with nothing to do because they're properly losing their minds. And their campsites are disgusting.
They
But
really
no
are.
one is doing any cleaning up.
Can I just say, everyone looks pretty terrible, except Athena still looks like a goddess.
Yeah.
Athena is so beautiful.
She's really, really cool.
She is sneaking out in the night and finding a lovely bed and having a nice big 40 winks followed up by Eggs Benedict because she is looking great.
I think Shannon also is
Yeah.
holding up.
But she looks great in that kind of she still looks like she's grown her armpit hair and she's like
The armpit hair is cool.
yeah, I think
it's
it's really fucking cool. And I don't know, maybe she rocks it like that normally. I actually don't know, but she looks great. Anyway,
I think she does because I remember glimpsing it early on and going, shot.
okay. Anyway, we'll be back on the island next week. Obviously, right now we're going to take a trip to Wayne's World. How comfortable is too comfortable in a relationship?
When The Simpsons jump the shark.
What was the first album you ever owned?
What was your gateway podcast?
So lucky a way to be in Wayne's World.
My heart.
Amazing.
Wayne's been asking a lot of
amazing.
questions in the corner lately, and one of them this week was he was like, "What's your favourite New Zealand song?" Which is just it's like a classic kind of a question. The cornies really got involved, and some of the cornies got terrible taste in music, can I just say? But we love you anyway. We're a diverse bunch, and that's what makes us so interesting. But I have made a playlist, guys. I've made a playlist of all the songs
Whoa.
that people put forward. I did that while I was watching Celebrity Treasure Island earlier today.
Okay,
So there's a link to it on our corner, on the corner. Put it in
That's
the corner.
amazing.
That's really amazing. What were the was there like a consensus or was it just...
No, he's running a poll. So he's taken all the
Scattershot. Oh,
submissions.
God.
He's
Oh,
taken
my
the ones that
God.
had like 9 or 10 likes, and now he's narrowed those down. And yeah, I mean, he's very busy. He's basic full-time job, Wayne, in the
Full-
corner.
yeah.
To be fair,
And so good
Hard
at
being
it.
there.
So
in the corner,
good.
But someone's got to do it.
he's
Should have
so
been pod election.
But
Just to show him.
only if he gets elected unopposed.
Yeah.
We're real mad if anyone tries to go him.
Also, I feel like if we held a real pod election, we may end up being kicked out of the corner. So I think we should.
No, it's not to stay in the corner. Like, we're allowed to be good citizens.
I just feel like we somehow would be. There'd be some sort of a
coup de main.
There'd be a coup. Okay, so anyway, so that's in Wayne's World at the moment. A little gift from me to you via Wayne is the playlist of all the songs. Very, very strange collection of songs, but hopefully enjoyable nonetheless. Right. Here's one we haven't had for a wee while.
It's the community notice board.
Okay, this one popped up on the Rolliston community page this week. Random, I know, but does anybody know of or have a large cardboard cake that a small human man can jump out of with nipple tassels? This is by no means a joke. I'm 100% serious. It's for 21st.
That's
so many
amazing.
questions. Why, firstly, do you need to include the detail about the nipple tassels? I want to know. Like, it has to be a cake specifically that a small human man wearing nipple tassels can jump out of. If you've only got one that a small human man without...
Make sure there's no snags.
No slippery snags.
I really would like to know if anyone went to this 21st. I want a photo of the small man. A small human man, by the way. Not a small alien man.
Have you seen someone jump out of a cake before? I always thought that would be something that would happen more in life.
I've only seen it on Under Siege 2.
I've seen it. Didn't Marilyn Monroe do it? I mean, I wasn't
in
there.
In real life, in reality TV
No, I
in
mean,
New
that's
Zealand.
a big fucking cake. What kind of world do you think
Tina, have you
we
seen
live in?
That's true.
Anyway.
It could just be cake around the... Yeah, anyway.
No, it's not a full cake. It's like an avalanche of cake fell on them and they sort of followed out to survive. Come on, Alex.
It says a large... I mean, the clue is in the corner in the community notice board. A large cardboard cake. You don't eat cardboard cakes, do you?
I'd try. You don't know.
Anyway, if anyone knows of a large cardboard cake that a small human man can jump out of with nipple tassels. I don't know if the cake has to have nipple tassels. Maybe that's what they mean. Anyway, someone in Rolliston needs that cake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from
Good
the
luck to them.
from the community notice board to the cranny.
Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Cranny.
Colin's Cranny.
Colin's not a happy Colin in the cranny. He's a man of many friends, but read it out, Alex.
Oh, I haven't got it open, James.
Oh, okay. So this on Twitter. This is on Facebook.
On Facebook.
I have so many friends on here, but not one of you decided today to surprise me with salmon eggs Benedict on a tray by my front door.
Colin's cravings.
I personally go for the bacon and egg Benny, but he's obviously a salmon Benny kind of a guy.
I don't know if I've ever done that. I feel like it's yum, but I always just go back to bacon every time.
Go back to bacon.
Time again. I gotta go.
Duncan's gotta go.
To a meeting.
Duncan, we're so close. We're so close. You just don't want to stick around for the corner sting.
No, I've got a car outside.
Oh, okay. All right then.
And
Off
the
you hop.
computer's about to die. This is so exciting.
I hope your car is a Lexus driven by
It's been a
Kevin.
lovely pod though. Thanks Tina, thanks Nando's.
It's very likely we're about to get
Thanks,
cut off,
my
Jane.
podmate.
Just so you know, we've got to
Great.
wrap it up. The computer's
Okay,
at
all right.
6%,
See you, Dunk.
But it's doing that red flary thing.
All right, quickly, here it goes.
Bye, Doug.
Like and subscribe.
Max Key Corner. I know. I'll never forget you.
Subscribe.
So good to be back live on the pod, eh?
So good to hear it again. Music
Something-
to my ears.
Something changes when Duncan leaves the room. I don't know what it is. We just
Is
start
it 'cause I
giggling.
can spread out more?
I think we giggle. We get giggly.
Well, I have more room to dance because he always seems to leave right when Maxi Corner happens.
Because it's
Now
at the end
that
of the
I can
pod.
hear it again. Exactly.
So Max had a great Father's Day tribute on the Instagram. It started with a photo of Max, in his natural state, shirtless, standing waist deep in water, and in some scenic area of Europe. And he paid tribute to his father, John, former Prime Minister, as his kind of like unofficial Instagram photographer. So the first photo was the photo that John took, and then the next photo was photos of John getting out of the water, fully clothed, like he'd waded in there to take the photo for Max to get it for the gram. And he's like fully clothed, and he's holding his Birkenstocks, which are wet as well. He's like really committed to the cause.
Wow.
Bless him.
Damn, it nearly makes me like John Key.
But also, again, this is the backpacking trip where you're taking your dad around Positano.
Yeah. Everyone takes their dad backpacking.
Just go to STA.
The
book
dad
it in.
package. Father's Day, of course.
I don't want to think about John Key's dad package. Okay, that's the end of the podcast. I told you it'd be a short one, clocking it in a slim 1 hour and 4 minutes. We will catch you guys next week. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Tina, for recording. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Duncan. And thank you, of course, to Nando's and Wayne. Bye.
Bye.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spin-Off Podcast Network.